Alrighty, so it is time now to do the Day 4 review. Golly. Alright, so review time of this game, Day 4. Not much to say, but the one thing I will say now, getting on to Day 4, the movies are starting to feel really long and really repetitive at this point. It's like you don't want to skip it because, I mean, even though they are really long and really repetitive, you know, they're still pretty cool. You know, it's like you're getting to relive a lot of these movies, but like if you've seen all these movies, you know, they feel like, you know, you already know what's happening. So it's like you're reliving the movies in a way. And it's like, why do you want to have to do that again and again and again? You know, I kind of want to move on with my life and, you know, get to the main story of the game sometimes. So I feel that they could probably cut the movies in half. Like, really, they cut out a lot of parts. And there's a lot of delays on parts where, like, the animators will put in something like, where they look around like, huh? Okay, you know, so it's like, why does that have to take so long, you know? And when we finally got to this portion of the game, so let's see if I can get him to move.
I'm afraid I won't be joining
so,
you underwater, mate.
Look at those animations on his face. I mean, it's almost not going at the right timing, his mouth.
Deeper inland, if you're interested.
Like, the mouth is just going... Like, watch it while he talks. Watch.
I'm afraid I won't be joining you underwater, mates. Let's just say I don't have the gills.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of going in the way he's talking, but it's really just while words are happening, you know? So, they kind of are suffering a little bit with the Andromeda, the Mass Effect Andromeda sickness of... They probably just had their not actual animators for, like, speech work on that. You know, they just probably got the people making the game to just work on that. And they might not be too in tune with that. And even in the movie scenes that we were seeing, you know, the animations of the face were, like, pretty good when it would be, like, close-up shot. But any, like, mid-shots or full shots, like, those animations were all over the place, you know? So, that was a little bit of a letdown. And then when it's a game that the movie scenes are just wildly long, you know, it's a little bit of like a, you know. And the voices, I mean, his voice is pretty good.
Would be a ship hidden deeper inland, if you're interested.
Like, he's not that bad.
I'm afraid I won't be joining you underwater, mates. Let's just say I don't have the gills.
You know, like, he's not that far off. You know, so, like, that's kind of cool. But, like, the Keira Knightley voice, so far off. Oliver Bloom voice, crazy off. You know, so that was a little bit of a letdown. But, you know, this is not big. You know, this is like, I'll be done in this area in, like, 4 hours. 2 hours of movie scenes. I mean, it's a really fun game, though. You know, all jokes aside, to get to this point in the game that I got to here, I had this whole aerial fight that I got on the back of a Heartless, and I'm fighting a big, like, dive-bombing Heartless, and, like, the whole mechanics of, like, jumping on the smoke of the Heartless birds and riding it up like a rail slide to get onto the bird and risking getting knocked off of it, you know, to have to then save myself by getting back onto a rail of smoke and doing that fight is so nice. Like, I love how this game surprises you with all these little mini versions of a game and mini games that are in it that, like, you're not just doing a general story mode with, like, fighting here and there and stuff. You know, you've got the regular form of fighting with, you know, your Keyblade and magic and and all other forms, you know, in that side of it. But then they mix it up where, like, you start off and you're fighting from the ship and you're using cannons, and then, you know, you're doing this air battle. You know, I kind of wish that the ship battle would have been longer and more elaborate and, you know, and drawn out more, but I haven't finished this area yet, so I'm sure it's going to come back again. But that's, like, a lot of fun. I love that, like, this game still has the ability to surprise you with its gameplay, with the content that's in it. You know, so, yeah, okay, the movie scenes are long and the animations are pretty bad. You know, even though, I mean, it does look like Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, it is wild that, you know, there is definitely, like, an air of they can't go too real with this character in this world, you know, or else then what are they going to do, make a real version of Donald Duck here? Maybe that could have been kind of cool. You know, since this game is not running on, like, a Nintendo Switch, it's running on either an Xbox One or a PlayStation, you know, maybe in the pirate world, they could have upped it even more, but, you know, I'm not let down at the level that it is. You know, I'm not let down at what this looks like, because this looks pretty stunning. I mean, even the water, I mean, this looks pretty stunning. They've done something amazing. Granted, this is an Xbox One X, so I don't know if on the other Xbox Ones or PlayStations or whatnot, you know, if it looks bad or whatnot. But this is what the Xbox One X can do, and it's pretty stunning. So, day 4, really the one thing waning on me is the movie scenes are very, very long. Very, 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 very long. Like, it feels very anime-esque, like Dragon Ball Z, where a whole episode is of one character saying, "But he doesn't know my secret, that my power level is higher." And then the next episode is the other character then saying, "Oh, it's a good thing that I was prepared, and he doesn't know that my power level is higher." You know, and back and forth, back and forth. And then the end of the season, you know, we finally get max power level, and then you kill the bad guy, you know. And you just took, like, 2 months to do that, you know. So, yeah, at least there's that. So, you know, that it is like that, but you have a lot of fun in between that. So, you know, at least there is that anime feel of, you know, epic building in a way, but heavily drawn out epic building. But you do have great game in between that, and that's what really saves it. If there wasn't absolutely great and interesting and enthralling gameplay in between these movie scenes, you know, then it would be a very bad game. Then it would be a very, like, what I was originally expecting this game to be, you know, where it would be like, alright, this movie company or whatnot's making a video game. It's gonna be like, you know, like what we expect, bad animations, badly made game, bad mechanics, bad everything, you know, but just thrown together so they can make a quick buck off of, like, the name of video game, like, you know, like a Transformers video game or something, you know, where it'd just be, like, real, like, poop and, you know, a half-assed video game, sort of. Whereas this is a real video game, but with, like, you know, really cool storyline. Like, the story's really interesting, but it's, you know, little chunks within longer, like, this doesn't need to be this long types of chunks, you know? Like, every single planet you go to, it starts off where it introduces the characters of that area. They're going through their situation, which is pretty much the same situation that happened in their movies, their respective movies, you know, and a little unfolding that happens. And then tie in the Heartless now come in, and now those characters kind of continue to do what they did in the movie, you know, and things that happen in the movies happen, while Heartless situations happen, you know, according to that. And then after that happens, then you get a little clip of Kingdom Hearts movie scenes where you got the organization popping in and then talking with Sora and the gang or, you know, movie scenes with, you know, Mickey and the rest of them, you know. So it's like you get like double tiers of the individual planets characters and then a tier of Kingdom Hearts. Like if they shortened the individual planets a little bit, you know, the conversations at least of repetitiveness of, you know, that build up of the conversation of what's happening to introduce those characters, you know, and just get on into it, you know, especially when you're on planet 7, you know, which is what I'm on right now, you know, it would be, I think, the pacing would feel a little bit better. But like I said, that's a very small thing. That's a very small thing for a game that I think is awesome. And you're really, for $60 or $80, depending if you got the, you know, collector's edition, like I did, which really honestly wasn't worth it. There's really not much to it. It's like a steel case, a little booklet with art in it, you know, but really no, like, in-game content. So it's like, I don't really know what I got it for, you know, but, it's still, I don't feel too slighted because there's a lot of game here. And it's definitely a game that after you finish it, then you can go around and continue to explore and unlock everything. You know, it's a game that's going to keep on gaming, so can't really go wrong with that. Can't really go wrong with that. But alright, though, that's my review for day 4 of the playthrough of Kingdom Hearts. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, comment, follow, and also subscribe if you want. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays is when I do the playthroughs, and then I do the reviews. Follow me on Twitter if you want updates on what time I'm going live those days. And or if, you know, maybe sometimes do a nice bonus stream if I get time. You know, just follow them there, or Discord if you want. Links are in the description everywhere. And if you watch it live, last possible second for you to say something in the chat before I hit stop recording. Golly gosh, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying these videos. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.